You ever feel like that? Like you're just grinding away, putting in all this work, and crickets. No one seems to notice. Well, today we're going to talk about a really powerful alternative to, shouting from the rooftops for attention. And it all starts with this simple story about a boy named Arjun. So Arjun, he was, pretty average by all accounts. Not the kid who'd just get it instantly in class. He was that quiet one, kind of blended into the background. Honestly, most people just didn't see anything special about him at all. Yeah, that was pretty much what everyone thought. It was this quiet judgment, right? A label that could have easily stuck with him for his entire life. But Arjun had a secret, a kind of strategy that was about to completely flip the script on his story. And this was his secret weapon. See, while everyone else was busy talking about their big goals, Arjun was just quietly working towards his. While they were out there looking for praise, he was looking for progress. Day in and day out, he put all his energy not into being seen, but just into getting better. So Arjun's story is kind of our roadmap for today. We're going to dive into why silent work is so powerful, how effort really can beat talent, and this idea of an inner scorecard. Then we'll get practical on how you can build this deep work habit, and finally, see how you can let your success do all the talking. All right, so first up, the power of silent work. What was Arjun really doing? Well, he was practicing something that's become super rare in our totally distracted world, the art of silent, focused work. The author Cal Newport actually has a name for this. He calls it deep work, and it's the polar opposite of what most of us do all day, which he calls shallow work. That's the constant bouncing between emails, social media notifications, meetings, the drill. Deep work, though, that's where the magic happens. That's where you create real value, where you forge new skills. And it's something that's really, really hard to copy. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Work hard in silence. Let success be your noise. And look, this isn't about being all secretive. It's about shifting your focus away from performing for an audience and onto just making progress. It's about letting your results speak for themselves. And the payoff for this approach? It's huge. Business strategist Hirav Shah points this out. When you work silently, your focus just skyrockets. You can dig way deeper, it builds up your discipline and resilience so you don't quit when things get tough. And, this is a big one, it protects your vision, your fragile new ideas from all that outside negativity. Plus, you get to ditch the stress of trying to live up to everyone else's expectations. Okay, so next up, effort over talent. The cool thing is, anyone can do this kind of work. It doesn't matter where you start. Which brings us to that age-old question, right? What matters more? Being born with talent or just pure, relentless effort? Well, researcher Angela Duckworth has a fantastic answer for this. She calls it grit. And it has nothing to do with being a genius or having some innate gift. It's all about passion and perseverance for your long-term goals. But here's the best part. Her research shows that grit isn't something you're just born with. Nope, it's a skill. It's something you can actually grow and develop. Duckworth even gives us this super simple but powerful two-step formula. Check this out. Step 1, talent plus effort equals skill. Makes sense. But then step 2, skill plus more effort equals achievement. See what's happening? Effort shows up twice. It's the multiplier. It's the thing that makes all the difference. And I mean, history is just packed with examples of this. Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, got cut from his high school team. Can you believe that? J.K. Rowling was rejected by publisher after publisher. Their talent was obviously there, but it was their grit, their absolute refusal to give up, that turned that potential into a legacy. All right, let's talk about your inner scorecard. Because here's the thing, keeping up that level of effort, especially when nobody's watching, that takes a major mental shift. You have to totally change who you're playing for. And this takes us right back to Arjun's story. So imagine, years have passed, he's incredibly successful, and someone asks him that one big question. Arjun, when did it all change? When did people finally start to value you? His answer? This is the absolute core of the whole idea. He says his life didn't change when people noticed him. No. It changed the moment he stopped caring about being noticed and just focused on the work. The real shift wasn't external, it was internal. It happened when he stopped needing applause to fuel his engine. What Arjun discovered is this massive difference between external and internal validation. Think about it. So many of us are running on an external engine, right? We're constantly checking for likes, for praise, for somebody to tell us we're doing a good job. The silent worker, they learn to build their own internal engine, one that's fueled by their own values, their own standards, and the simple satisfaction of doing good work. Okay, let's get practical. Building your deep work habit. This all sounds great, but how do you actually do it? How do you build this habit when the entire world is practically screaming at you to do shallow, distracting stuff? Well, drawing from Cal Newport's work again, it's all about building a ritual. It's got 4 parts. 1. Location. Find a spot with 0 distractions. 2. Duration. Decide how long you're going to focus. And hey, start small. Even 15 minutes is a win. 3. Structure. Set some ground rules. No phone, no internet, whatever works for you. And 4. Requirements. Have everything you need right there before you start, so you have no excuse to get up. Here's another great tip for staying motivated. Keep a scoreboard. But don't just track the end results, because those can take a while to show up. Instead, track the hours you put in. Keep a visible tally of your focused time. Seeing that number go up creates its own powerful momentum. So what happens when you put it all together? You've got the practical habit, you've got that internal scorecard. What's the result? Let's go back to Arjun one last time to see how it all plays out. This is the magic of compounding effort. The boy who was nothing special quietly becomes the best student in his class. Then he's the top student in his entire college. And finally, a super successful engineer. It wasn't one giant heroic leap. It was thousands of small, silent, consistent steps adding up over time. And this was Arjun's big takeaway. Real value, the kind that lasts, doesn't come from shouting about what you're going to do. It's forged in those quiet hours of hard work. And it's revealed when what you've created is just so good that people can't possibly ignore it. Like the strategist Hiro Shah says, you don't need a hype man. Your results, they're your loudest announcement. Just focus on doing the work, and eventually the world has no choice but to listen. So I'll leave you with this final thought. In a world that's obsessed with chasing clicks and getting validation, maybe the most radical and most effective strategy of all is to just be quiet, be consistent, and do the work. Don't chase an identity built on attention. Let your hard work build your identity for you.